standing and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
God, the Son, and Holy Spirit, you are needed and welcome here. I stand with open hands, ready to receive the blessings you have given to us freely through your love, mercy, and grace. We acknowledge that we are imperfect, but we serve a perfect God. I am grateful to be forever sealed in your spirit. I serve a God that only creates good things, but has the power and authority to use evil for his own purpose and will. I pray for Israel. God, you are the rock and redeemer of Israel, and I pray for peace, healing, and understanding. I pray for the enemies that only wish and desire for her destruction. I pray that their hearts and minds be changed, not by man, but by your power and your authority and your will. I pray for healing for here at home and abroad. I pray for continued favor for us as mankind. God, you are the creator. You are just, and you sent your Son, Jesus Christ, to advocate on our behalf. You are peace, you are love, and you are a healer. You are the way, the truth, and the life. You are the beginning and the end. You are the great I am. I pray for our leaders nationally, with the state of Missouri and locally. I pray for this body to place service before self, right over wrong, and good versus evil. We may disagree on policy and direction, and we should have fervent debate on the issues. And I plead that this should be done while respecting each other. I pray that you give us wisdom in our decision-making in order to best serve our community. I pray for our staff and the citizens that they serve, that they will all unite behind a vision that our city is a reflection of hope and the ideals that brings us together, not divided. I especially pray for the loss of Father Brendan Doyle, who served his faith and impacted generations in this community by being a pastor, mentor, and friend. He is home with you, God, and he is no longer in pain, but in the peace and comfort of your arms. Thank you for loving us and guiding us in all things we do. I ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll do the roll call.
Allers.
Present.
Hazelton.
Here.
Joe. Here. Lester. Here. Michael. Here. Haley.
Present.
Schwartz.
Here.
Spencer.
Here.
Spicer.
Present.
Young. Present. We have a quorum.
All right, item 3, adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
We should adopt the agenda.
One second. Councilman Hazelton. All right, you have the agenda before you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, go to item 4. It's always a fun part in this meeting to get to recognize some of the people that actually make it happen in the community. It's great to see all those shirts out there. So I think we're going to go ahead and recognize Neighborhood Watch Block Captains. So if Officer Hagemeyer and Chief Wilding want to come up and make a few comments. Sure. And we'll have folks come up. We do have a certificate for you, and Brian's going to help me, or someone's going to help hand out the certificates. And
might take a little bit by the time.
That's all right. That's a good group. They take a lot of time. So,
well, thank you for the opportunity tonight, Mayor and Council. If you've ever heard me speak in public, I say it repeatedly how fortunate we are in Jefferson City to have the support and participation from our community in supporting the Jeff City Police Department. And I think there's nothing more evident than that right now. We have our Neighborhood Watch block captains here who take an active role in supporting the safety of our community. We can't do it without participation from our community, and each one of the persons in here in the room tonight that's wearing the bright yellow shirt serves an active role to keep our community safe and their individual neighborhood safe. So I thank them for that. the strength of a community comes from the very word community itself. And the strength of the Neighborhood Watch program isn't necessarily that each one of these individuals is out there looking after their neighbor's belongings. It's because they become a part of their own individual community and make bonds with their neighbors and get to know people. And that's truly the strength of a Neighborhood Watch program, is that you create your own individualized little societies in your neighborhood and you get to know people, which makes it less likely that a criminal element is going to settle in. So I really appreciate all of their activities and all their work that they put in. It's very timely that they would come tonight. National Night Out is a national event that happens every August. This year it happens on August 6th. It has passed. But generally, because of the hot weather, we push ours back to September sometime, where we have community barbecues, neighborhood barbecues, and events to celebrate that camaraderie and the community spirit that keeps our community safe. So again, I want to say thank you to them. I'm going to turn it over to Officer Hagemeyer. He's our Neighborhood Watch Coordinator for the police department, and I think he's got a few words of wisdom and let you know what he's on his mind.
All right. Thanks, Chief. I'd like to say thanks to Mayor Fitzwater and the council for the opportunity to recognize our block captains tonight and bring awareness to the Neighborhood Watch program. We have about 30 active Neighborhood Watch groups across the city. Most are represented here tonight by their respective block captains. And I'd also like to thank Chief Wilde, Captain Heisel, Lieutenant Weaver, and Sergeant Onolini for giving me the opportunity to serve as the program coordinator. The Neighborhood Watch program serves as the conduit of communication between our neighborhoods and the police department. It gives us the opportunity to go into specific subdivisions and hear citizens' concerns. The Watch program also serves as a platform for crime prevention education. The best form of crime fighting is to stop crime before it occurs. That's what we strive for in the Neighborhood Watch program. The police, unfortunately, cannot always be in the right place at the right time, and because of this, we rely on our residents to keep watch and report instances of crime to us. The men and women here tonight have taken the extra step and volunteered their time and efforts to be block captains in their area of town. They take time out of their days to communicate with us, talk to their neighbors, plan, organize, and host meetings. Through these meetings, residents exchange contact information, get to know one another, and become neighbors. So a big thank you to all of our block captains tonight. Thank you for your volunteerism and commitment in helping to keep your neighborhoods and neighbors safe. So thank you. While I'm here, I'd also like to plug our Citizens Police Academy. It starts next Wednesday, August 28th, and it'll run through October 23rd. It'll meet on Wednesday evenings, and it has 3 goals: to allow the citizens the opportunity to increase their knowledge of the duties, procedures, and responsibilities that officers of the Jeff City Police Department perform daily. It serves to bridge the gap that has traditionally existed between the police and the community, and to provide, through this instruction, a new frame of reference that will allow you a better understanding of what we do and why we do it. So there is still a couple days to be able to sign up for that if you're interested. Like I said, it's like a 9-week program, and it runs Wednesday evenings through October 23rd, and it starts next week. Information's on the city website about that if you're interested in signing up under the police department tab. Also, I'd like to announce that our Jefferson City Night Out will be on Thursday, September 12th. This year, we're going to do something a little different, and we're actually going to host the event. It'll be at McClung Park. It'll be free, family-friendly event that's open to the public. We'll have our SWAT armored vehicle out there for display. Spoke with Traffic Sergeant Rudiger. I believe we'll have a motorcycle out there as well. And I think McGruff the crime dog may even come out of retirement to attend the event. It'll start around 5. We'll be serving hot dogs and chips, and around 6:30 we'll begin our presentation. So we'll talk about crime prevention, obviously, and then we'll
be doing kind of a public introduction of our new-ish, not really new anymore, community resource officer, Martika Hitt. And we'll also have a police K-9 demonstration. So, and maybe another guest speaker. I'd like to thank Parks for donating the use of the pavilions at McClung Park. Also, Jefferson Bank has volunteered to help grill the food. And we also have several area businesses that have donated door prizes. Harbor Freight, Menards, Lowe's, Buckeye, Scruggs Lumber, Jeff City Industrial Supply, Jeff City Convention and Visitors Bureau, Capital 8, Goodrich Quality Theaters, and Robo Car Wash. So if you're not subscribed to our, or you're not following our Facebook page, follow that, and you'll see the updates on what the door prizes are that you could actually win. So with that, I think we're going to give out certificates. In the interest of saving a little bit of time, because we had quite a few show up, and I really thank you all for that. I think we're going to do one big group photo, if that's all right.
Yeah, when they get their certificate, if they just come up here. I think Councilman Mealy wanted to make a comment. You're going to do it now?
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to thank each of you for being here tonight. When this idea came to me a couple of months ago, and Mayor Fitzwater joined force, and Police Chief and Josh, I just think it's a great event to recognize people who do good work in our community. In Ward 2, the area I represent, we have 2 neighborhood watch groups. I go to both of those and I see the community that comes out of those. Christmas parties, lunches. Sabrina, we had a barbecue just not too long ago, and that was a great time to network and talk about things that have happened in the community. So just want to thank each one of you, and thank you, Josh.
Yeah, thank you for your support of the program.
And it may be appropriate to hear from one of our esteemed block captains that maybe was on the council at one time about her experience, if you wouldn't mind coming up and saying a few words. See how I like to put you on the spot?
Are you voluntolding her? Welcome,
I think it would be good to hear about your experience. And
you have to identify yourself.
Laura Ward,
Friends at home.
115 West Atchison. I live in Old Munichburg, which is historic Southside. And I am the block captain for the Historic Southside Neighborhood Watch Program. I served on city council until I termed out. I was just 3 months shy of 9 years. I caught myself every once in a while almost saying our presidents are here. But thank you for having all of us here. I first learned about this program when I was on council in 2014, and I started attending the Adams Hickory Neighborhood Watch Program. Councilman Lester was part of that, and they would meet in Hickory Street Park. And so I would attend there and learn what it was all about. So in 2017, I formed one on the south side, and it's not your traditional neighborhood watch program. I'm not really a block captain. I'm a big area captain. It encompasses the urban core residential streets on the south side. If you're not familiar, Mulberry, Fillmore. I have some members from Swift's Highway, Dunklin, Elm, Broadway, West Atchison, Ashley. So he receives calls from all those areas, and he is very gracious to share those calls with us, and I share that with everyone. Our neighborhood watch actually outgrew our home, and we started meeting at River Region Credit Union. The weather was nice this year, so we returned back to my home this spring and had it out in the backyard. But like Chief was saying, it's a great way to meet and introduce yourself and become friends with your neighbors. Through this, my husband and I, Michael, we watch people's dogs when they're gone. We have keys to their home in order to do that. One of the safety tips that was shared with us at the first meeting was about lighting, leaving your porch light on all night. Don't turn it off when you go to bed. and also to install dusk to dawn or motion lights. And I had several neighbors that did that. They installed them and they leave their lights on. So anyway, it's a great program. I appreciate both what you do. You're awesome to work with, very informative and accommodating, and of your time and your knowledge, and I appreciate that. So, any questions? Oh, we also started having holiday parties at my house too, to play on what you were saying, you know, meet your neighbors, feel like a community, feel like a family. So we have holiday open houses at my house until COVID hit, and then we haven't had one since, but it's something I'd like to start doing again. Oh, and annual trash cleanups we have. We meet at Hickory Street Park, which we consider a South Side area, and we just take a street and work our way all the way down to Dunklin, picking up trash. So, I'm sorry, any questions? I'm rambling.
Thanks for letting me put you on the spot.
Thank you. Get your certificate if you want to just come up here.
Yeah.
We'll kind of gather behind you, and Chief.
Councilman Mealy had his hand up, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
I just thought if anybody else had something to say, I didn't know.
Anybody else want to talk about the Neighborhood Watch program? All right. All right. We'll start calling names. You just come up with and get your certificate, and then we'll kind of line up here, and then we'll have a photo opportunity with the mayor and the council.
When they come up here,
Sabrina back.
you guys want to start, council want to start gathering back here.
Thank you. Jenny Bachwinkle.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Debbie Boyce.
I wasn't sure what they're going to do. I had a feeling that I was going to be close to the beginning.
Barb Rimmer.
It's like, oh, I have to be the first one. I know. Got me in school all the time.
Thank you very much. Richard Coffey.
But then he might be in the front of the picture. I just
Appreciate it. Jerry DeLong and Dan.
over in St. Mary.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Ashley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashley's dairy farm back in the day. There too.
Patty Fisher.
Farmhouse on the corner of Conrad Street and St. Mary's. That's a little motion.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Nancy Fisher.
Oh, like, yeah, we just called.
Oh,
So, supposed to be two Fishers.
yep. Patty here. No, okay.
Around the corner and I lived in my store.
Rose Greenwich. And Jim. It's my Peachtree neighborhood. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're
good.
Ashley
I
Kramer.
don't know. I think there might be more of us that are short. We're all hiding back here. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Bonnie Larkin. Bonnie, make it tonight. Karen Levis. Rhonda. I think I saw Rhonda. Miranda. Lose your lights. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dave Meyer. Where'd you go, Dave? There you are. And I think I got a Leanne. Yeah. I'll have one. Aid. Thank you. Sorry, I'll get a certificate to you.
Okay. No big deal.
I don't think that's all Felicia here. Here it is. It was just one. It was just one.
Oh, okay.
Amy Mueller.
Behind it.
Amy, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
You don't want to be left out.
Letha.
So much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
YouTube can come back.
Being here. Lisa Scroggs.
Or whatever you want to do.
No, you're not that much taller than
Not much. That much.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Gail Severance. Thank you.
As long as you can see the camera can see you.
Scott.
Can you be seen? Yeah, get in between.
I think we're going in alphabetical order. Thank you.
Yeah.
Charlotte Scornia. Oh, yeah. There you are.
Charlotte.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. Sandy Steenbergen.
We lived 2 houses. They were wonderful.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you. Diane Stockbauer. Did she make it tonight? She didn't make it. Laura Ward. Michael Ward.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Janice William.
I'm very close to you.
Thank you. So,
Yeah. Jack.
I'm missing a certificate for you. Get one to you.
And also Laurel.
Okay. Yeah, I could never get a hold of her. No, I left a shirt on her that she just didn't get by.
Yeah, she had a shower today.
Yeah, I think she was busy, so. All right. I'll get your certificates to you. Sorry.
And we're gonna have to scrunch.
Should we move up in layers? Okay. Go up. Short people in the front. And then we do that. Never had medium. You two short people in the front. That means they want to make more lines. She's
I think some people might not want to be in the front. We'll be all right.
Turn to each other. There we go. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm just taking a bunch.
Take a bunch.
She's got 2, 3.
All right. Thank you all.
Thanks, Josh. George, we're talking about some might be interesting, but.
And if you want, time, or you can come to the National Night Out. That'd work too. Oh, okay. It's up to us. Yeah. Whatever you want to do. Okay, that'll work. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming.
So you have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks, Officer Hager.
I'll be right back.
All right. Again, thanks. Move to item 5, opportunity for public comment. We have Mr. Reisick. Welcome. Please identify yourself when you come up. I think everybody knows you, but the folks at home may not.
Mr. Mayor, City Council people, fellow citizens, my name is Frank Reisick, and I saw a note in the paper on Thursday that made me a little bit unhappy, and I suspect City Council can do something about it. It's not on the agenda tonight. I will read from it. It says, Public Works Director Matt Maresh said, the 40-plus space parking lot will not have meters and instead take only payment through the city's parking app, Passport Parking. Each space will cost 75 cents an hour and it will have no time limits. I do not use a smartphone. I do not use a computer. How am I supposed to pay for parking? I suspect that city staff and city council can come up with some method to pay for parking without imposing computers on people that don't use them and don't want them. Thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Thomas, welcome.
Howdy.
Got the airport well covered here.
It's an airport kind of day, I guess.
Just
Derek Thomas, Third Ward citizen, airport committee person. Oddly enough, I'm here to talk about committees. I want to specifically address the mayor and city council about the whole nomination process that you guys undergo, we all undergo for appointments to boards and commissions. It's hard to believe how difficult it is for advice and consent to be a responsibility that this council takes seriously. I hear some council members complain about appointees not being confirmed. I hear it said that asking any questions or challenging any appointment is challenging the mayor or as part of some misogynistic culture war. And as for the process, I'm hearing that it's always been done this way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, or it's in the charter and can't be changed. So let's look at the process for nominations as outlined in the city charter. First, His Honor the Mayor nominates an individual. And I don't think anyone has a problem with that. That's his right and authority to nominate members to boards and commissions. But what about the candidate's qualifications? What does the nominee know about a given commission's missions and needs? What does the mayor expect them to contribute? All we get is a name. The nomination then goes through 2 steps in the city council, where it becomes the council's right and authority, dare I say mandate, to advise and consent on the nominee. Or to put it another way, to evaluate and confirm the nominee. And here the process clearly breaks down. It starts out in the administrative committee, whose primary role is to provide thoughtful evaluation of the candidate before signing off on them. That is the advice part of the process. But where is any evaluation of the nominee's qualifications? What did the mayor say about who this person is? Why are they a great nominee? And what do they bring to the table? Where is the interview with the nominee? Again, what is the city's overall goal or vision for any commission or committee? And what do we hope this person's contributions to that goal will be? As a Jefferson City citizen, all I've heard is that this council person or another one knows this candidate and assures us he or she is a good person. Great. Why is it so hard to share that knowledge, state the facts, enlighten the rest of the council, not to mention the citizens of Jefferson City, as to what you know? And again, why this person? How do they fit into the bigger picture? So anyway, my point is, and always will be, bring some sunshine and trust into the process. Show us that it isn't just a rubber stamp, and that not only is a nominee a person who cares about the city, but that you care as well. That you care enough to make advice and consent a real living thing. And thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Appreciate your comments. Councilman Spencer.
Yeah, just a quick question. Where was this concern with the process and the policy with the former mayor on appointments?
That comes under the, it's always been done this way.
I mean, what your concerns are. I mean, why didn't you bring these concerns up with the previous mayor?
Well, in part, Mr. Spicer, because or Spencer, sorry. I was not a resident at that time. We just moved here 4 years ago, so.
Well, that was during her term as well. So.
Okay, well, I became politically active, a couple years ago. Here I am.
Capital City PAC.
I am a member of that PAC, yes, I am.
So.
We're focused entirely on transparency, openness, honesty. That's our whole mission. Thank you for asking.
I think that's a united effort from all of us on this.
And so it should be. Any other questions? Anything else? Thank you for the opportunity.
Appreciate your service on the airport commission.
Thank you.
Mr. Otto, welcome. Again, if you just identify yourself for our folks at home.
My name is Nelson Otto. I live in 10 Monroe Street here in Jefferson City. First, I'd like to say thank you guys for cutting the botanical garden. I think that was another big waste of money. And considering what's going on in my neighborhood, I'd rather see money going to fix this problem that we have going on right now. As I wrote a letter to you, email to you about what was going on Franklin Street, we all know that a garbage truck went on Franklin Street and went through a sinkhole that had formed and had to be pulled out with a crane. Here recently, there's at 1015 Madison Street, there's an apartment complex, and the area is starting to wash out from underneath. I've got some pictures, shows where they have a retaining wall with large stones that's collapsed. This last rain just washed down an immense amount of chat all the way down the hill. And you can see by the pictures that it's actually digging out from underneath the retaining wall. Or not the retaining wall, but it's digging out from underneath the parking lot. It's tearing that all out. The last information I got was that this was caused by a storm drain issue. I don't know if that's still the same, if that's still the consensus. Do you guys know if it's still?
Mr. Marash shaking his head yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I also noticed it's spreading to another part of that area where another small retaining wall is starting to sink in and collapse into the ground. And that one's closer to the
I
building.
can give a quick update too to what's going on with that if you'd like.
Yeah, why don't you do it now and then we'll give you a little bit extra time. We might as well address it while we're on.
Yeah, and as you indicated, I don't remember the exact date, it's fairly recent in engineering project time, but when the trash truck fell through, so we had to evaluate the area and see what was going on for sure and who owns what ownership of various pipes and various things like that. We did do a project already. We put it through engineering very quickly, and so it is very close to getting a number on. During the process, then we also had to look at some sanitary sewer work in the area, so that slowed us down a little bit, but we got that done. And so we're hoping, I believe, to take quotes from an existing contractor since, it's not a present emergency that for the traveling public, but it is a big concern in landowners. So we want to take some quotes from contractors we have on board with city contracts. There might have to be a change order process that comes through the council, but that's a very quick process. We've been in contact with Mr. Raydell as well, who owns that property near you. And so that'll be going to actual work starting on that. Now, some of it on the retaining wall, on you talk about the retaining wall, that's the large blocks.
Mm-hmm.
That is that individual's retaining wall, although we were unsure if we had to get in or out of that wall ourselves. So we've kind of held back until we figured that out. And I believe we're going to be able to bypass that. So we'll be talking to the property owner with our property maintenance folks as well to look at that.
Okay. Well, he's already brought a crane in and removed all those blocks. And now it's starting to wash out from underneath the parking lot. And this last Saturday, he came in with a tractor and some stuff and put some plastic along the edge of the sidewalk and put some dirt, because I think he's believing that it's coming from over the top But if you look at the pictures I've taken, you'll see that it's coming out, it's digging it out from underneath. And eventually, there's not going to be anything to support it.
That's kind of what happened to the trash truck. Same similar.
And it looks like he's trying to make repairs himself. And so where they originally had the garbage container, which would be right over that drain area, he has replaced part of the driveway with concrete. But there again, if there's nothing, if that support is digging out, that's he's kind of wasting his time and money on that as well. So that was one of my major concerns for the city.
All right.
And I've noticed like that other area that I mentioned too, that when it rains, it's not going through the storm drain, it's coming out the sides of the storm drain. So that is over there by Wares Creek, by the Truman Building, where the High Street overpass comes off and comes onto Missouri Boulevard. That's slow. It looks like that's eroding out from the side area too. And my concern is that, especially with the bridge and other things there, that's gonna eventually cause some damage there too.
I appreciate your comments. I know Public Works, and it looks like Councilman Spencer want to make some comments, but they are addressing these issues all over our city, Councilman.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for coming tonight. You're always a good set of ears and eyes in your community, and you're always engaged with issues, and you bring them to our attention. And we really appreciate your effort in this as well. Mr. Morash, though, could you state if that issue that he's referencing off of Franklin Street on the private parking lot where the sinkhole developed, was that a public stormwater system or is that the private stormwater system?
It's a little convoluted in the area. That's why it's taking a little time to get it cleaned up, but it will become a full public system because our system kind of runs backwards. There was an old system off of Madison Street that was, we believe, public. And we're not sure how that ties in. I mean, some of these are kind of a mystery. You just chase them down and figure it out as you go. So we did the best we can, but we're trying to clean up that ownership right now. And there's some legal documents that have to be traded to do that because there was some damage there. You know, we don't want the city we don't believe is responsible for any damage to the buildings, but we're trying to get that memorialized through our legal department.
Well, there was some thought too that a lot of this started to occur after the hospital built the parking lot there, because before that was all green area, and then you had the houses that were along there would direct stormwater, the rainwater off of their roof, either to Monroe Street or over to Madison Street, and now there's no way for the water to be absorbed into the soil, and it's just on a concrete area. And if I remember correctly, the last time I looked, there is looks like a column there that might be a drain that goes right into the area that you're talking about. Yeah. And so that increased flow is increasing wear.
Yeah, there's a detention structure with that, but there's a lot going on there to talk about in this meeting. Well, I'd be glad to talk to you about it offline.
Okay, that's great.
Did you have a comment, Councilman?
Yeah.
Councilman Neal?
Yeah, thanks for coming, Mr. Otto. I was going to ask you, on Monroe where you live, is there quite a bit of water coming down that now that you have quite a bit more infrastructure around you and less?
Up above, and the water should be going underneath, through the piping system. But the last couple of times when we had the big rains, I wasn't there, but you can see there's chat all the way down the hill that has been washed through. And it's a mess. They've already cleaned it up once, right after the retaining wall fell, and there was chat all the way down from where the retaining wall was down to Poplar Street. And now this last rain, there is actually a huge pile of chat in part of the drainage ditch that's by one of the houses there. I looked at that the other day with Carolyn McDowell, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't even notice that before, that pile was even there where they had washed all that chat down through. So it's digging away from underneath there. The support structures won't last.
We appreciate your comments. Just one reference on the botanical garden. I'll give the credit to Mr. Griffith. I know The new administration, the new commission there has been taking a very difficult look at their budget. The city council actually has not seen their budget yet. It'll be part of our process, but I know they're going through their budget with a fine-tooth comb, trying to expend dollars efficiently and appropriately for the community and seeing where they need to go. So I'll throw the credit to them as far as listening to the community, taking the recommendations at least this far. And I know Ms. Perry has worked very close with their administrative staff.
Well,
thanks for all that you do for the community.
Oh, you're welcome. And one more question. I know we got the last time I was here, they talked about, we received the money for that retaining wall on Monroe Street that had collapsed. It's by Dublin. Has any progress been made on when that project will get started?
Public Works has been watching it. I don't know, Mr. Moraes, I think it's ready to go to bid.
I'm trying to think which, I got so many projects.
Monroe.
Monroe Street from the expressway up to Dunklin.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. We did get held up just a little bit by Ameren changed in the process, changed how they do utility systems. And they moved to a whole new system. So we had to go back in and start over again on the utility line relocation. But that's just a minor thing, but it should go out to bid here within the month.
The federal government came out with some new regs on the traffic light also, correct?
Yeah, we had to work on that first, and then right when we were ready to go, then this happened, so.
It has to be the system
close.
with the beepers on the crosswalks, and it was a total redo of the traffic light there at Dunklin and Monroe. Anyways, thanks for raising that. Public Works has been on top of that issue. So.
It's been like that for a few years. And
Yes, it is.
I just kind of like to see it get fixed.
I know Councilman Schreiber pushed on that for a long time. Yes, it has.
All right, thank you very much.
Did you have another comment?
Yeah, I was just going to add that, the botanical gardens that Parks had considered, I think a lot of that funding is philanthropic, or at least it was at one time. And I've done it, some things before where I've looked at, something we're getting ready to spend money on, and then stuff we need, and I think, oh my God, what are we doing? But then I realize that it's somebody else is paying for it, it's not necessarily the city. Some of those things kind of happen.
And speaking of someone else doing it, the roundabouts, weren't they a private company or private organization that was keeping those clean from the weeds and the plants? And
some of them, like I know the Eastside Business Association does the one out by the East End Walmart. I think there's somebody doing the one by Menards.
Okay, the one I'm thinking of is over by, let's see, is it Jefferson Street? I think that one, and it looks like it hasn't been taken care of in a while.
Yeah, that's Capital. I meet with them periodically, so I can certainly get a note into them and maybe go out and help them if they need help. So thanks for letting me know.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we had signed up. So we're going to go ahead and move to public hearings. Item 6A, pending bill 2024-020.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, providing for the levy of city taxes and establishing the rate of taxation for the City of Jefferson, Missouri for the calendar year 2024.
We have a public hearing on this. Ms. Perry, any comments?
So state statute requires that cities establish their property tax rates on an annual basis. Each political subdivision is required to hold a public hearing to officially adopt the tax rates and to file such rates with the county clerk's office by September 1st. These rates are computed based upon changes in the assessed valuation and also in inflation calculated with CPI index. The initial information is prepared by the county, and the calculations are verified by the Missouri State Auditor's Office. The proposed FY25 budget has been prepared based on the property tax rate of 0.46 for the general fund and 0.0961 for the fireman's retirement rate, for a total rate of 0.5561. This is the same rate as the current fiscal year, so the proposed tax rate would stay the same. And this does require action.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the proposal? Want to speak in opposition? All right, we will go ahead and close the public hearing. Any other comments? All right, we've got pending bill 2024-020 in front of you for a roll call vote.
Allers.
Aye.
Hazelton.
Aye.
Job.
Aye.
Lester.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Mealy.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Spicer.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Bill passes.
All right. Next item's 6B, read to public hearing. Ms. Bear?
City Code Section 17-207 requires the city to review their gross receipts utility tax or GRUT rate on an annual basis. The proposed FY25 budget has been prepared based on the gross receipt utility tax of 6% for those engaged in the business of selling and distributing natural gas, manufactured gas, steam, electricity, or both gas and electricity, and 7% for those engaged in the business of furnishing telephone service or telecommunications service. This is the same rate as the current fiscal year, so the tax rate would stay the same. And City Code Section 17-207 states, after a public hearing, if the rate to be levied for the subsequent year is different from that currently levied, the City Council shall by ordinance establish a new gross receipts tax levy for the subsequent fiscal year. The existing gross receipts tax levy shall continue if no change in the rate is directed by council. So if council does not make a change, then there is no action required. It continues to stay as it was in the previous fiscal year, and it has, as it has been budgeted in the next fiscal year.
All right, is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in favor of that? Anybody in opposition? Go ahead and close the public hearing then. Any comments from council? It is not an action item unless you're going to make a change to it. All right, thanks. Item 6C, 2024-2025 budget hearing. Ms. Perry.
As this is for the FY25 budget, and it's intended to give citizens an opportunity to comment before we start budget meetings. The first meeting will occur Thursday in this room at 5:30.
Hearing is now open. Anybody comment in favor of the budget? All right, I guess you haven't seen it yet. Anything for information?
Those meetings are open to the public?
And they're posted, or they will be posted. Did you have a comment in?
I have a comment from the Council for Drug Free Youth that I would like to share.
Yeah, if you could just come to the podium. Thanks. And just identify yourself. You don't have to give your address, just your name. So let them know who's talking to us.
Good evening. My name is Danielle Sweeney, and I am here on behalf of the Council for Drug Free Youth, or CDFY. Founded right here in Jefferson City, Missouri in 1983, CDFY was born from a group of dedicated parents committed to creating a safer, healthier community for their children. Over the past 40 years, we have delivered substance use prevention and suicide prevention programs to youth across 6 counties, including Cole County. Our vision is a vibrant, healthy community, and our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower youth for a substance-free mind and thriving mental health. We educate youth, we empower the future. As our community navigates the evolving landscape of marijuana legalization, it is crucial that we proactively address the potential impacts on the public health, particularly among our youth. The revenue generated from marijuana taxes presents a unique and powerful opportunity to fund essential substance use prevention programs for our area youth. Utilizing this tax revenue provides a substantial funding source for ongoing prevention efforts and aligns with our community's commitment to safeguarding the well-being of its members. However, CDFY will soon face a significant challenge as we lose operational support due to our grant coming to an end in September 2024. This grant has been crucial in the overseeing and implementing the various programs we offer. Without this funding, our ability to continue providing these vital services will be severely impacted. Through our programs, we do more than just address substance abuse. We build peer relationships, trust, empowerment, leadership, and generational change. These multi-pronged efforts lead to improvements across the areas that influence substance use and create a ripple effect in our positive change in our community. Prevention programs are a proven, cost-effective strategy that reduces the prevalence of substance use among young people, lessening the financial burden on our healthcare and criminal justice system while fostering strong family units and community bonds. Investing in these programs is not just a healthy imperative, but a strategic approach to building a stronger, safer, and more prosperous Jefferson City. This investment aligns with the City of Jefferson's mission statement to provide effective leadership and stewardship, enhance the presence and future quality of life, promote the health, safety, and welfare of the community, and efficiently deliver essential and desired services with resolute spirit and absolute integrity. Consider this: primary prevention programs alleviate future costs for treatment and recovery. In Missouri, every dollar spent on primary prevention saves $18 in future cost. In the City of Jefferson, if the City of Jefferson invests in primary prevention, the community could save millions of future cost. To bring this closer to home, 16.9% of Cole County students in grades 6 through 12 reported using alcohol in the past 30 days. 20.7% reported riding with someone who had been drinking. 12.3% used e-cigarettes, and 6.1% used marijuana in the past 30 days. These numbers reflect the challenges our youth face and underscore the need for robust prevention efforts. CDFY is requesting $15,625 per quarter to support our prevention programs. These funds will be allocated to operational costs, including maintaining current staff positions, office space rentals, utilities, and office supplies. We believe that the investment will yield significant returns, not only in financial savings, but in the health, safety, and prosperity of our community. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. And just for full disclosure, I do serve on that board, serve as their chair. I was not a part of this presentation, nor will I enter into any conversation the council has on this issue, but I appreciate you doing the responsible thing from that organization.
Thank you.
I will not enter into that discussion. Anyone else to speak on behalf of this item? All right, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. It is not for action, so we'll move to item 6D. Pending Bill 2024-026.
An ordinance approving a plan for an industrial development project for Unilever Manufacturing Incorporated, authorizing the City of Jefferson, Missouri to issue its taxable industrial development revenue bonds. Unilever Real Property Project, Series 2024C, in a principal amount not to exceed $8 million, and its industrial development revenue bonds, Unilever Personal Property Project, Series 2024C, in a principal amount not to exceed $14 million, to finance the cost of such project, authorizing and approving certain documents and authorizing certain other actions in connection with the issuance of the bonds.
All right, Mr. Mullin.
Thank you. This bill would approve the issuance of Chapter 100 bonds, taxable industrial development bonds for a expansion project at the existing Unilever site. project involves a total project value of $22 million, approximately $8 million on real property improvements, and $14 million on personal property improvements. So what this bill does and what the Chapter 100 bonds effectuate is property tax abatement on both real and property taxes. And so the proposed abatement on this project is 75% tax abatement on real property for 10 years and 75% tax abatement on personal property for 10 years. There is a associated performance agreement which would require Unilever to create an additional 21 jobs at the site in order to enjoy the full tax abatement that would be granted under this bill. So we have representatives from Unilever, and I believe Mr. Whelan wanted to say a few words to the council. Also here are representatives from J.C. Rep who helped negotiate the deal. And then Hayden Crumpton from Gilmore Valley served as bond counsel on this deal. So like I said at the pre-meeting between the former of these groups, we should be able to answer any questions that the council might have.
All right, the public hearing is open. Anyone to speak in favor? Welcome.
Good evening, council. Again, thank you for your time, right? Energy that we've all put in this. Again, seeking abatement for a $22 million investment that we're making at the facility at approximately 8,600 square foot, very small footprint facility at about 1.86 acres of the property, to which was spoken 21 new jobs will be created within their technical jobs in regards to making a raw material that we'll use in the conversion of our product. So raw material in the past that we've had to outsource either overseas and or in other areas of the United States. So we are bringing business in regards to this, as well as to service our facility, reduce costs in that standpoint, and also supply chain issues and opportunities that we faced during COVID as we faced raw material and shortages throughout that. And this is really around flexibility and resiliency that we build within the facility to ensure that we have a robust growth agenda. Questions?
Councilwoman Joe.
Well, I have several. So I believe there's two projects here, right? So one would be creating the liquid IV, and then one's an automated warehouse. Am I correct?
We have two previous projects that we've discussed that we're in the process of putting in play currently today. One is liquid IV, which is in process right now. First production expected to start October 31st. And again, back a factory warehouse, which is a automated 7-story warehouse that we're putting on the back end of the property, expected to be done Q2, Q3 of 2025.
Okay. So that's what these are for?
No, this is for just a third project. So we've already done abatement or gone through the process for those two previous projects. This is a third project that we had discussed last year that wasn't in play, right? As we've kind of moved forward with this, again, we introduced this in December, I believe 18th of 2023, correct me if I'm wrong. And then we did our first reading in August as we've continued to look at the project itself and the investment and feasibility of it.
And then the average salary of the 21 jobs that are being added?
So the pay point at this point will range anywhere from $36 an hour to $41. Now that's in its current state. It's a processing facility, so it's extremely technical. We're still doing value engineering, so we don't expect every one of those 21 jobs to be at that pay point, but this is something, as I expressed, this will be an investment in a very strong, technically skilled workforce.
And then with these improvements, are you doing any sort of, I know Unilever has expressed some interest with the sustainability. Any of those features?
So we have a sustainability agenda. Heinz Schumacher, our CEO, makes a commitment that we will be green by 2030. So we do have a 5-year capital expenditure plan that we'll look at our ability to go green by 2030. That's our aim and our target. Answer your questions? Thank you.
Councilman Eller.
No, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Joe. I couldn't hear what you were saying, and then I heard sustainability out of his, and so I figured out what the question was. So I'm sorry, just can't hear. I heard it from you, so that's
Yeah, Unilever has a very strong sustainability agenda, right, as you look at the website and kind of see what some of its future commitments are.
Thank you very much. Councilman Mealy?
Yeah, on the technical jobs that you're proposing to create in 21, you mentioned that some of those would be at that salary range you mentioned of 31 to 36.
36 to 41. So that's our current pay point for what we call automation and control technicians. These are electricians.
Can you just guess how many of the 21 would be at that range?
I think we're aiming for, again, when we originally started this project, in full transparency, we were seeking all of these jobs, about 18 in that range. That's going to change as we continue to value engineer the project in itself. But I would say probably above 50% will be in that price point. There will be some tasks that we look at that may not be as technically skilled, such as moving chemicals and materials within this facility, or we'll call material handling. But as far as operation of the facility, it will be technically skilled.
I know when I looked at the 10 years of tax abatement on the estimated investment in the community, it came down to about $500,000. And at 21 jobs, it's about $23,500. Kind of looked at it that way from my perspective, but thanks for being here.
Councilman Aller?
I just wanted to know how much of I think we had roughly 60 acres roughly in that area.
70, oh, sorry.
In your area and all that. So is there still room for growth for you? I'm just thinking long term. Do you have enough footprint if you needed to do things other with that there's enough growth area there still on site that,
Yeah,
I'm really glad you're expanding and all that and adding jobs, so thank you. But I just wanted to know how your footprint is and what you...
Approximately 72 acres of land. We have, again, approximately, don't quote me on this, right, just under 50 acres of built land and property. We do have a large footprint of what we'll call trailer space on property. Again, as we talk about, as a 7-story warehouse, right, looking to alleviate some of that. So we're always going to look, and again, this is why, again, I'm up here, why abatement and these incentives are very important for manufacturing here within Jefferson City. And again, like many people know, my involvement, engagement in the community in regards to this. So always looking at future investment, right? The site's been built in 1966. It has legacy. I'm very passionate around this. I work for 500 people. They don't work for me. And again, as we continue to look at this, and the investments that we have in here is really around the longevity of the site and its people.
I just hope that, for in future growth, because I expect you'll do well with Liquid IV, that you have enough room for whatever else you all would like to do out there. And so I'm excited and looking forward to it. So best of luck and thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Spencer?
Yeah, just want to say thank you for the partnership with our JC Rep, our regional development arm, and your long history with your organization of making solid investments into the community. I'm not sure what Mr. Mealy was referencing as far as the investment, but we're talking anywhere from $33 to $36 an hour, $41 an hour job that will be reinvested in the community, whether that's restaurants, whether that's housing, whether that's gas stations. I mean, those dollars circulate, and so I really appreciate the commitment here in this community, and you've just been a wonderful partner with our progression of growth here in Jefferson City. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for working with us through this process. Councilman Lechel, do you have a comment?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just appreciate your company's devotion to this community and reinvestment in it. Also, those are significant paying jobs for our community, so thanks for that investment as well. But also the ancillary jobs that create through Laser Spot, through some warehouse stores that you use.
WDG, Axiom, Alpla, right? There's a lot of communities that are or businesses that are very dependent upon our operations. Right?
So it goes beyond just that one. There's more to it, so certainly appreciate that as well.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Anyone else to speak in support? All right, we will go ahead and close the hearing. No other comments? You have pending bill 2024-026 in front of you for a roll call vote.
Hazelton,
Aye.
Joe, Lester, Michael, Neely, Schwartz,
Aye.
Spencer,
Aye.
Spicer,
Aye.
Young, Allers.
Aye.
Bill passes.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, takes us up on the next page. Appointments by the mayor. You have a list of appointments that have gone through the admin committee. Motion.
Move to approve.
Councilman Spencer.
I'll second.
Councilman Allers seconds. Any other comments? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Sir? Item 8, presentations from consultants and invited guests. Ms. Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We were recently notified that the annual loggers meeting will be held October 24th and 25th at Lake of the Ozarks. Each employer sends 2 delegates. One of them is for the employee delegate, and we have recently had a vote and employees have voted on who that will be. We also send an employer delegate, and they are elected by this body to represent the organization. So I am looking at this point for a nomination and essentially an appointment to that board meeting. And I do believe that Councilman Schwartz has expressed interest in serving in that capacity.
Councilman Spencer.
Move to remove this item from the consent agenda to nominate Councilman Schwartz for this position to represent the city of Jefferson.
I'll second that.
All right. We have before you the nomination for. We're going to do this. We were going to extract that from the consent instead of doing it here.
So you can either take this up now, or you can do the entire consent agenda and then come back to this one. I think the nomination is off, or it's ready to be taken up right now.
Okay, everybody clear mud. We have a nomination of Councilman Schwartz. Thank you for agreeing to do that. We had done it a little bit different in the past. The recommendation of staff is that we get back to a more traditional model. So thanks for that recommendation. So, seeing no other comments, we'll do a roll call vote on the nomination of Councilman Schwartz to Missouri Loggers.
Joe,
Aye.
Lester,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Neely, Schwartz,
Abstain.
Spencer, Spicer,
Aye.
Young,
Aye.
Allers,
Aye.
Hazelton.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. Item 9, announcements by mayor, council, and staff. Administration committee.
If we have one, it'll be September 4th, 7:30 a.m. Food bank office.
All right, finance.
Yeah, we canceled Thursday morning because I think we're going to handle most of it Thursday evening with the budget. So see you all 5:30 Thursday evening in the chamber for the budget committee.
All right, Councilman Lyko, public safety.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Public Safety Committee meeting will be the 29th of August at 4 o'clock in the training room.
All right, then Public Works and Planning, Councilman Spencer.
Yes, our next meeting will be on September 12th at 7:30 here in the council chambers.
All right. I didn't really have a comment. I was gonna have the two chiefs talk about maybe an event that's coming up on Saturday, but you've kind of got the advantage, Chief Willis.
Well, it'd be a very opportune time with him out of the room to invite you to come watch the police department beat the fire department at the annual government hockey event.
Timing is everything in life.
Yeah, it'll be this Saturday at Washington Park Ice Arena. It's always a sold-out event, great event. My first few years, I thought I was going to get to see a version of Bambi on ice, but we've really got some people that can skate and play some hockey, so it's always a great match and a lot of camaraderie, just a great event, so glad to have you out.
Who's the reigning champ?
We're not going to discuss the reigning champ. We're going to talk about the trend over.
Is that why you sent him out of the room?
They got us last year, but we've been working hard to bring that trophy back to the police department.
I find it funny how the words changed when someone is absent.
True.
It says being recorded though.
Timing is everything.
If you want to see really good skating, the men Missouri Tigers 8 and under teams will be playing at the intermissions. 8 and under.
Intermission, you said?
Maybe picking a few of them up as Raiders, I don't know.
They've been sworn in.
All right, stalled as long as I could to give Chief Schofield a chance to get back in here. So. All right, we'll move to, we were just having sport at your, we were talking about an event on Saturday, if you want to defend yourself.
I think our record from last year speaks for itself.
So no trash talking, nothing. All right, be there Saturday at what time?
6:30.
6:30.
Puck drops at 7, is that what I heard?
Are you dropping the puck?
I am not dropping the puck.
Who gets to do that?
Shoot it out of a cannon. To the
I think doors open.
All right, we're gonna go to consent agenda, item 10. Remember, you have already removed item D, so you have before you A, B, C, and E. Any other ones coming off of the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Thank you very much. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Aye.
Next is page 3. We got a lot of work. 11A, bills introduced 2024-028.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri relating to its financial disclosure policy and conflict of interest.
Mr. Molman.
Thank you. State law requires that cities such as Jefferson City reenact their code provisions relating to financial disclosures and conflicts of interest every 2 years. So this ordinance fulfills that statutory requirement. Changes nothing in the city code, just readopts pursuant to statute.
All right, seeing no questions, 11B, 2024-29.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement for a microtransit feasibility study for the City of Jefferson by BIA.
Mr. Moran.
Thank you. As Clark indicated, this company, referred to it as, signing a contract with them to explore the microtransit option in Jefferson City. And there would be a cost to this eventually, but right now BIA will do the study at no cost to the city. And the goal is to determine how it would work with our existing transit system. Of course, there'd be a lot of hearings and council approvals along the way, FTA type approvals, et cetera, that would go into this. But the first step is to look at the study. So even though there is a fiscal note in this, the money wouldn't be expended at this time.
Councilman Michael, did you have a question?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Has this kind of study been done before? Is this the first?
We have not done this study to this degree in Jefferson City. It's something that's catching on with state DOTs. And so, like I said, MoDOT is in the process of doing a study kind of similar, more on a statewide basis. And they're also working with the same contract.
All right, takes us to item 12A, you've already taken care of under the public hearings. 12B, 2024-021, bills pending.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute a grant agreement with MoDOT for public transit operating assistance.
Marish.
Thank you.
On transit.
Yeah, transit, once again, a little over $107,000 is operating assistance grant we are receiving from the state of Missouri through MoDOT. It's a 50-50 grant match, and so this is how we operate our transit system, mostly on an FTA grant with a 50-50 grant as well, but every little bit helps.
All right, seeing no comments, you have 2024-021 in front of you.
Lester?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Mealy? Schwartz?
Aye.
Spencer?
Aye.
Spicer?
Aye.
Young?
Aye.
Allers?
Aye.
Hazelton?
Aye.
Joe? Bill passes.
All right, item C, 2024-022.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri vacating and discontinuing a sanitary sewer easement on the property address as 2333 Missouri Boulevard in the City of Jefferson, Missouri.
Marish.
Thank you. Clerk indicated this is a vacated sewer easement. It's a result of the construction for a Raising Cane's along the Missouri Boulevard, and they're moving the sewer to accommodate their site plan. Happy to answer any questions.
Seeing none, you have 2024-022 in front of you. Roll call vote.
Councilman Hazelton.
I'm sorry, Councilman.
It has nothing to do with a sewer easement. However, I was curious, are we looking at fixing the easement issue on Jackson Street where we have the easement with their front porch and the street as it was drawn?
I think that came up during Public Works and Planning Committee meeting, and law is working on some type of an agreement that's could be retroactive should the house have to be demolished in the future at some point in time. So I think, does that sum it up, Ryan?
Yeah, just work through the process.
Very good. Sorry for the segue.
No,
Just
sorry.
I heard easement. I'm like, I wonder if we're working on that. That was on my to ask list. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, there is work on that. Thank you. All right, roll call vote.
Michael? Mealy? Schwartz?
Aye.
Spencer?
Aye.
Spicer?
Aye.
Young?
Aye.
Allers?
Aye.
Hazelton?
Aye.
Joe? Lester?
Aye.
Bill passes.
All right, item D, 2024-023.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Donaldson Construction Company in the amount of $343,443.20 for the 2024 microsurfacing project.
Marish.
Thank you. As clerk indicated, agreement with Donaldson Construction, a little over $343,000. This is part of our citywide asphalt program, maintenance program. Pressure pave is placed on streets to seal any fine cracks or any deficiencies in the pavement. So we're trying to keep the good pavement good. And happy to answer any questions. The list of streets is in the contract itself.
Public is very interested in this issue. I think Ms. Bryan's been doing a good job of trying to keep them up to speed, so hopefully we can inform them of this one as well. So no other comments, you have 2024-023 in front of you for roll call.
Mealy?
Aye.
Schwartz?
Aye.
Spencer? Spicer?
Aye.
Young? Allers? Hazelton? Joe? Lester? Michael? Bill passes.
Thank you. Item E, 2024-024.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute a contract with Nash and Company for the replacement of soffits at the John G. Christie Municipal Building located at 320 East McCarty Street.
Mr. Smith.
Oh, yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. As the clerk read, this would be for the replacement of the soffit around the building that we're in currently. It was originally constructed with gypsum material, so that is not an exterior material, so it has begun to deteriorate, especially around some of the entrances. So this would allow the replacement with a metal product that would kind of eliminate a lot of those maintenance issues. So be happy to answer any questions.
Seeing none, you have 2024-024 in front of you for a roll call.
Schwartz,
Aye.
Spencer,
Aye.
Spicer,
Aye.
Young, Allers, Hazelton, Joe,
Aye.
Lester,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Neely. Bill passes.
All right, you've already approved 2024-026 under public hearings. Item G, 2024-027.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing a supplemental appropriation to the Jefferson City Police Department, amending the 2023-2024 annual budget and authorizing the expenditure of such funds for training costs for police personnel.
Chief Wilde.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As the clerk indicated, we're requesting a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $25,112.30 from our drug forfeiture treasury funds to be utilized to continue with our training expenses throughout the rest of the year.
Seeing no questions, you have 2024-027 in front of you for roll call.
Spencer,
Aye.
Spicer,
Aye.
Young, Allers, Hazelton, Joe, Lester, Michael, Neely, Schwartz.
Aye.
Bill passes.
All right, item 13, informal calendar. There's nothing on that calendar. Item 14, resolutions. A, resolution 2024-16.
A resolution authorizing the Jefferson City Fire Department to accept the SFY 2024 American Rescue Plan Act, state and local fiscal recovery funds, first responder capital improvements, and interoperable communications equipment grants.
Chief Schofield.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is a resolution that would authorize us to accept the award that has come via the State of Missouri Department of Public Safety, specifically earmarked to improve interoperable communications. So for us, that really means that it would allow us to purchase some much needed two-way radios, both in the form of mobile, which is car-based, and portable, which is handheld. So I would like to acknowledge three people on my staff that have worked really hard on this. Division Chief Jason Turner, Administrative Assistant Denise Bateman, and then our grant specialist Ryan Locke. Spent a lot of time on this and many other grants in addition to their normal duties. Really excited to bring this one to you. This is a long-standing budget request and will help fund a major piece of our radio infrastructure that has been needed for some time. Happy to answer any questions.
Councilman Spencer.
This is really a godsend for us because we were trying to budget for last year for these portable radios that we wasn't able to quite accomplish. So with this grant, does that get you to pretty much to?
It gets us really close. If you'll recall, the resolution we brought to you for application was back on December 4th, and it was actually for a higher amount. So it's a partial funding, but we're trying to leave no stone unturned. So we've got a couple other grants that are in the works to maybe make up the difference. So I hope to maybe bring that to you maybe in a few months. But this gets us a major benchmark closer to where we need to be.
Goes to you and your staff, and especially your grant writer, Mr. Locke. I've known him for a long time. He was pretty passionate about that.
They put a lot of work into this.
Thank you.
Councilman Michael, do you have a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to make the motion for approval for this.
Second.
The motion and the second to approve resolution 2024-16. Roll call vote.
Spicer,
Aye.
Young, Allers, Joe, Lester, Michael, Neely, Schwartz,
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Resolution is adopted.
Item D, resolution 2024-7.
A resolution authorizing the Jefferson City Police Department to accept the SFY 2024 American Rescue Plan Act, state and local fiscal recovery funds, first responder capital improvements, and interoperable communications equipment grant.
Chief Wilde.
Thank you. Without being redundant, the grant that was previously discussed was also available to law enforcement and public safety for interoperable communications, so the police department also applied. we've been working over the past several years to replace all of our radios to give us that interoperable communications capability. And we have been awarded $228,808.37 towards the purchase of mobile in-car radios, which will finish out our radio project. So every car plus every portable radio will now be interoperable for the police department if approved.
Mr. Mayor, yeah, I'd like to make a recommendation and motion for this approval.
I'd like to second it.
All right, we got a motion and a second on resolution 2024-17 for roll call vote.
Young. Allers.
Aye.
Middleton. Joe.
Aye.
Lester.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Mealy. Schwartz.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Spicer.
Aye.
Resolution is adopted.
All right, item C, resolution 2024-18.
A resolution establishing preferences of the city council for appointments to the Park and Recreation and Planning and Zoning Commissions.
Walden?
Given Councilman Lester's comments in the pre-meeting, I would defer to him.
Councilman Lester.
I'm gonna move to table the resolution. Definitely, I've talked to citizens and to staff and to other council persons, and gonna work on it a little more, bring it back at a later time.
I'll go ahead and second that.
I think
So
he can,
I moved to table the resolution.
doesn't require anything.
A motion to table does. Yeah.
Okay. So we got a motion, Councilman Russell. All right, we'll do a roll call vote then on the motion to table 2024-18.
Allers.
Aye.
Middleton. Joe. Lester.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Mealy.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Spicer.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, item 15, approval of the August 5th, 2024 closed session minutes. Need a motion on that?
Make a motion, we approve the closed session minutes.
Second.
Motion is second. Do a roll call vote.
Middleton.
Aye.
Joe. Lester.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Mealy.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Spicer.
Aye.
Young. Minutes are approved.
Nothing under new business, nothing under unfinished business. Do have a closed session, but we'll need to read the statement, and then we'll need a motion to adjourn and go into closed session.
The chair will entertain a motion to adjourn the public session pursuant to section 610-01 of the revised statutes of Missouri. Closed session to discuss the following: attorney-client privilege, subsection 1, and personnel, subsection 13.
I make a motion, we go into closed session and adjourn, or adjourn and go into closed session.
All right, have a motion.
Second that.
All right, we'll need a roll call vote.
Joe.
Aye.
Lester.
Aye.
Michael.
Aye.
Mealy.
Aye.
Schwartz.
Aye.
Spencer.
Aye.
Spicer.
Aye.
Young. Allers. Middleton.
Okay, we'll go across the hall. We can get started as